Not yet. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Hoffy this morning. How are we? How's your week been? Right. Let me get on with this saging this morning. So I hope you've had a good week. Although I suspect with all the planets shifting and getting back into action, it's probably been a bit manic. You're wondering how you've managed to fit so much into your time. But anyway, we're here on Saturday. Don't forget to have your journals ready in case you want to write some little notes down. I haven't done any saging yet, so we'll just do a bit of that just so I can cleanse this area and start a nice fresh day. And yeah, so let's get this sage out of here. I've wrapped this one up quite tight. Yeah, so all the planets are coming out of retrograde, as we know. We've got Jupiter that came out on the 13th of September. So you'll definitely have noticed energy's really picked up. Everybody wants something a little bit faster now. But just keep your head down, keep going, and ride it out, really. But we have got the full moon on the 1st of October and the new moon on the 16th of October. So new moon, we know, is where we start our new intentions, our best intentions. And the full moon is where we need to finalize or just finish projects off. But don't be, because of the planets moving so fast, just don't be too hasty. Just take your time to finish off anything that you feel that is, I don't know, little projects. You think, well, you know, I can get that done. So if you can, get it done before the full moon, because on the full moon, we know that things, try not to burn myself. We know that things get magnified. Situations get magnified. Things that we haven't done become magnified. So, you know, my example would be, you know, my nemesis is always a room. And if I leave it until then, it'll be magnified and it'll just grate on my nerves because I haven't done it. So think about things like that. Think about just finishing things off before the 1st of October. I know it doesn't leave very long. What was that, 5 days? Gives us 5 days. Well, the other rule is only spend 15 minutes in a room any day. The purpose of that is because you can achieve quite a lot in 15 minutes, but if you stay there any longer, you get drawn into it too deeply. You know, how often have you opened up a drawer and then you've started to have a look at, oh yeah, there's this bit of paper, or there's a picture, or there's a notebook, or there's just something that just takes your that's better. Takes your time away from the focus. So 15 minutes in any one room doing whatever you want to do, but makes it more purposeful. So I suspect I'll have to get the polish out later. Anyway, oh dear. Now, as I've told you, if you've not smelt sage before, you probably think, well, sage normally goes with a roast dinner in the stuffing or something. And how good is that? Yeah. So, but if you burn it, it just has a beautiful energy to clear the space. And it moves any stagnant energy. So you can use this in corners of the rooms that you feel like a bit of a quiet space or don't have anything. They just draw in some sort of negativity. So it's good for that. I think we're done there. No bonfire today, so that's good. Didn't set the place alight, which I have done previously. Anyway, cheers to you. What have I got today? I've got my Mrs. Powderpuff cup today. This was given to me because a good friend of mine, and I don't know why, but we managed to, you know, you get those powder puffs that go on your body and they've got glitter in them. yeah, so we had like a bit of a powder puff party, so and it went everywhere. So that's that. Anyway, cheers to you. Let's see what we're going to give given to think about this week. So as you know, we always start with the animal spirit. The only reason I have this book is because it is really detailed and I just can't remember. Oh my gosh, look what I've just opened it up onto. Can you believe that? I've just literally, I just went, there you go. That's what I've opened it up onto, the cobra. Right, so let's start with the animal spirit. I've got lots of cards, but all of a sudden I feel like I don't have enough. I'll have to have a look for some more, I think. You can never have too many oracle cards. Let's have a look for the start of our... Oh, I love these. It's just such lovely animals. They really are. No, it could never be a croupier. I'd have to go to special training, I think. Let's have some more of this. I love this. Saturday morning. I always find this is the best time for me to sort of make my plans rather than just rush straight into it. Because then the day goes and you think, oh, well, I didn't do this and didn't do that. Whereas I take a bit more time, make a list and work through that list. And we've always all got admin to do, haven't we? So let's see what we're going to have for... Just brush that off a bit. Sorry. Just like things to be where they should be. Right. Okay. Let's see. What have we got? Oh my gosh. Now look. That's not a joke, is it? That is not a joke. What did I do? I had it open there. Look, I opened it randomly on this, the cobra. And what did I get? You saw me shuffle. I couldn't have made that up. I got the cobra. Beautiful, beautiful cobra. Right, let's put that down then. That's our first card today. Let me just read this out to you. Oh gosh. Let me just, I've just seen the top bit. So this is from our Sunday shuffle. So we always change this card on a Sunday. All right. And this particular week was the great teacher. Okay. And listen, learn from your spiritual experiences. Okay, that's what that was. It was a great teacher, and that's what we had for the week. This cobra is about pausing, waiting, and hear me, the inner teacher. So it's all tying in. They obviously want us to listen to our inner spiritual self. You know, it's very easy in the Western world to get whisked away or tied up with distractions. Listen to your inner teacher. This is the cobra. The cobra represents a teacher of spiritual guardian. All right. The cobra hovers and watches over present, ever protecting and ever living. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us, in the forum of the inner teacher, and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's it. That's nice. There's nothing nicer than being nurtured in some way, is there? So when in balance, you're a student in life and you become wise And when out of balance, you feel like a know-it-all or egocentric. And to bring it into balance, if I can read this, is taking a class or study. Yeah, so taking a class or study. Well, I love learning. I learn every day. Every day is a school day. But listening to your inner teacher to tell you what you need to learn to enhance your experience effectively. That's what learning's all about. It's to enhance your experience. So that's the Cobra starting us off. Mystical Cobra today. So let's put them aside. So you might be starting a class, or you might be going back to college, if COVID allows. Or you may just be picking up a book and just doing some self-discovery, self-development, something like that. Anything. You might even be learning to fly fish, you know. Anything. But any part of learning encourages different parts of your brain to be active. And it also brings you to experience different sensations in your body, because if you're learning, you're in a very restful place. You're in a restful place in your mind. You're inquisitive. Yeah, so it just ignites a different part of you. So while you're doing your 15 minutes in your rooms, put good old YouTube on. There's bound to be something you can learn while you're doing that. So take your mind off doing your chores. I used to have a friend that always had a headset in. What are you doing? Learning. She was learning a language all the time. She had one earpiece in. She was like double whammy. Right, so these are the Psychic Tarot cards from John Holland, who I think is amazing. So big up for John Holland. Never met him, don't know him, but his cards are great. Let's see. Okay, so anyway, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or something. I'm cheating today because it says coffee with Hoffy, but I've actually got some fruity tea in there. I actually don't even know what it is, but I think the tea bag might have broken. What have we got here? Intuition. Well, if we're not tapping into our inner teacher, our intuition, so we've really got, this is the thing with these planets coming out of sleep after being asleep for the whole year, or pretty much most of the year. During that time, we've had time to sort of tap into our intuition, and now it's kind of like the universe doesn't want us to lose that being in touch with yourself like that. So again, take the time for yourself to listen to your inner voices and things like that. Follow what's good in your heart, follow what's in your soul, be true to yourself. Yeah, but into intuition is our second card. Now, I always forget what order oh no, I don't know. I say that every time I always forget, and then all of a sudden it comes to me straight away. Yeah, so your intuition, I mean, we rely on that. How many times do you, before you make a decision, you call on your intuition, don't you, to guide you into what's the right answer? So, but I do think that as we come out of this COVID, try not to get too distracted by COVID, because it's, you know, it's kind of like out of our hands, which is really unfortunate. But just try and stay in yourself, you know. Try and hear you and not the things that are going on around. Trust your instincts. Yeah, I would say that's about right. So I really felt like, you know, for me this week, I've really felt swept away by lots of things. And when I got to yesterday, I sort of really had made a decision. I was like, no, you know what? I'm not having that. I'm not having all these distractions that are creating obstacles. I'm going to go and create my own flow again, get back in my own flow, you know. And where does that start? It starts in here, but then in your action, it starts in your home. And then with your families, create that nice energy. Yeah. My grandson. Oh yeah, I love that. Now, that was on top. Okay, we'll take that one then. Oh, we always get this one. It's like there's only, sometimes I think there's only like 2 or 3 cards in this whole pack, right? The grandfather. How lovely. Now, he's got, what do we think? When we think about grandfathers, we always think they're soft energy, don't we? Because grandfathers don't have to tell you off. They're soft energy. They've always got time for you. They never impose anything on you. They're like a solid soul. Yeah, grandfather energy. We've had him he comes out all the time. We love the grandfather. Yeah, he comes out all the time. And he's got the bison there, you know, representing. He's a very strong person, isn't he? He's got this inner strength that you admire, that you adore, and yeah, I think that's the feeling, the embodiment. But also, he's very wise, and these 3 cards together we've had, you know, it is about being wise, being the student, and so that's the grandchild and the grandfather. It could be grandmother and the grandfather. Intuition. We'll come back to him in a minute. We're going to go off piste as we normally do with our crazy cards. I say we come back to him in a minute only because I always feel that the more I focus on the card, the more it can give. So I have to give that a bit of time. I'm loving the colours. Cobra, can you believe that? Right, so these, I do apologise, don't be offended. These are Artie Oracle cards. I can't remember who they're by, but they're always really weird. So why do we use them? We use them just to kind of provoke some thought, just giving us a different angle, and because it's very easy to stick with what you know. Oh yeah, so there's a thought. Sticking with what you know, because you think it's comfortable, and these cards tend to take us out of our oh god, they are really weird. Did I just say sometimes we get naked people? I really hope I don't get the card I've just seen, because it's kind of really rude. No, it's on the bottom of the deck, thank God for that. Right. I'm like scared to look. I'm like, oh, please. But anyway, it provokes thought, and art is subjective. So that's why we sort of throw it into the mix on a Saturday and think, well, okay, let's see. I really am scared. Oh, what a relief. Okay. We got Gilbert and George. Okay, so this is really unusual art. So Gilbert and George is the artist. And right, you ready? Be the art you wish to see in the world. Oh my gosh. Your work should not be selfish, and dress the part. Right. Okay. So dress the part. Let's work backwards. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have. If you've got a job. So That's a really good tip, isn't it? Dressing. So if you're going for an interview or you're trying to impress somebody, dress for how you want it to be, as if you've already got it. That's a really good way to look at that. It says your work should not be selfish. No, absolutely. Yeah, whether you're serving others or just, well, work generally, you know, do it for others, you'll get the best response. So you'll get the best feedback if you do it for others and not be selfish. But maybe that's another way to get through a busy week, you know, when you're thinking about the other person and not thinking about yourself. So selflessness required, and be the art you wish to see in your world. Well, this is really, gosh, look at that. It's such a weird picture. This is really, for me, sits in with the manifestation. So if you know how to do manifestation and manifest your life and manifest things into your life, that's how that resonates with me. So part of manifestation, if part of manifesting anything into reality is imagining the feeling that you're already there, you've already accomplished it, you've already succeeded, you're already in that place of joy. That's part of learning how to manifest properly. It's very complicated, but essentially you have to, instead of saying I want this, I just put this, I want this. You don't want this. You don't say that. You say what it feels like to hold this. So you say, oh, it's amazing to, oh, I just love the way it makes me feel because I've reached this destination here, you know. So that's what that embodies to me. Be the art. And I see art is about creating. Creating is about creating life, creating visions, making your visions happen. Yeah, so for me, that's our weird crackpot manifestation card today. It's not really manifestation, but arty card. Yeah, it's always a bit weird. We normally end up separating. This is normally about us as a person. This is just how it naturally falls, but this always ends up being something more about your future. Actions, you know, actions you can take in the future. Right, so these are the feminine cards. I love these. Like the Egyptian eye or something, or the eye of a tiger or something like that. And these are feminine women that are, okay, we've got Catherine Lebor. I don't know who she is. Oh my God, this is lovely. She is the patroness of miraculous healing. That's who she is. I mean, you'd have to go and look her up, Google her or something, but she is the patroness of miraculous healing. I'm ready to heal. I am worthy of miracles meant for me. So still sitting with the manifestation theme then. When you manifest something, lots of people try to manifest, but they don't allow themselves to receive. So they don't put themselves in a position of being relaxed. The idea of manifestation is you think of what you want and then you park it over here in your vortex and leave it over there to let the universe do what it wants to do with it, because the universe is the one that's going to make it happen. And you stay here and just carry on. So, and what that does is it relaxes you. You stop thinking about it. You don't need to think about this anymore because you've already asked the universe for it. So you leave it over there, let them worry about that, and you focus on you. So I'm worthy of the miracles meant for me. So you have to be in a place to receive, and in a place to feel healed from anything as well. So that is our Catherine LeBeau. I'll look her up later. Now, these, really tempted to do another card. No, we'll stick to our normal theme. These little cards here, I do think this is about growing, isn't it? And I mean, healing, we have to heal. We don't have to heal, but often we have to heal every day in our lives to feel enriched and accept that healing. But for some reason, it just feels like it's to do with some sort of manifesting and a change of approach to life. Getting what you want from life. This is what that feels like for me. Right, so these are... Oh, I don't know what these are. These are... I do know. These are Gypsy cards. Gypsy Fortune cards. Oh, wow, look. You see, if you manifest properly and you're calm and you allow yourself to be healed and you're open to receive, what happens? Look, you receive gifts. See, number 6 is about union. It's about, it's also about accepting. Somebody might make an apology or something like that. But with that comes lovely gifts. So it is a reunion of some sort. And that might be something that you're manifesting. Or it could be that, you know, you're having a conversation with somebody and they, you know, they say, look, you know, it was a bit unjust and I did do you wrong. But, you know, it's up to you whether you accept those gifts and flowers. But yeah, so that's a really nice card, and certainly a nice card to end on. So maybe you're trying to manifest something and you feel that you need to go through a healing process. But ultimately, maybe, remember, this is only for the week ahead. Maybe at the end of that, you'll receive something nice, or maybe it's your birthday. Yeah, so that's, like I say, these ones are always a little bit different than these ones. This is about intuition. And let's just go back to the grandfather. I always try and think of a moment in time. Isn't it funny? Like, special moments don't need to be these big, grand events or grand gestures. Quite often, moments, especially with grandfathers, is that little quiet time that you shared. They made you a cup of tea and you just sat next to each other, just talking, or about something fairly normal. That it's that moment in time that you hang on to as the memory, because you're both sharing your mind with each other. And I think in the world we probably don't do that enough. We get so busy with the external stuff. So I think also the grandfather is the protector, aren't they? They protect you, and and so does the cobra. If you remember, that's what they said, the protector. So I think that is definitely about feeling protected, feeling that you can, it's okay to learn new things, trust in who you are, trust in your intuition. I think that's a bit. This bit is about preparing yourself for what you want in life. And I think to be prepared, you have to feel a sense of healed, that you can move on, and dressing the part, you know. Although I do have a theory, but you should just wear what you want at the end of the day. You know, don't try and conform to everybody else's. But whatever you feel makes you feel good is what you make. Even though if clothes make you feel good, you naturally feel good as well, don't you? You're giving off the best vibe. So yeah, I like that. And I really like the fact that these colours are quite similar to these colours. They're totally different cards, but they seem to be the same sort of tones. So I like that. and a gift. Well, let's hope, hey? Manifest your gift. Start manifesting this afternoon. What do you want to receive? But maybe you'll receive that. Right, I think that's all we've got for this week. I hope you've enjoyed Coffee with Hoffy. Any questions, let me know. And love and light to you. Love me hard. I love you hard back. And take care. And I'll see you next week.